off. On the off chance that someone's in here, I just need a minute. Okay, there we go. Okay. Our internet is slow as hell. There we go. Leave. There's all the link sharing that I'm gonna do. Actually, let me not spread my resources too thin on the. I'm actually gonna just real quick. I'm gonna apologize for the fan ahead of time for when someone joins. Hey, welcome to chat. I do have an AC going, but that is because it's extremely hot. Probably stand on some lights too. That's because I don't plan anything. Standing with us. I'll be over in a minute. I didn't plan it, so I am getting a drink. Putting on the lights in this room. Yeah. Cool. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Can I be heard? I should be heard, right? Let me know. Update me. Let me know where we're at with that. There we go. I'm getting a little bit closer to 300. Fun. Okay. Welcome to the stream. I'm not good at this. I'm doing my best though. We finished Umbrella Academy Season 2 today. So we started that because we have some in our system from that source that we're trying to be considerate of. Already, Season 2 is so much better than, if you'll give me a sec. Season 2 is so much better than Season 1. I will preface by saying, like, oh, okay, there we go. Logan or Roman. Okay, Logan or Roman. Minor. Sorry. Hey, cool, awesome. Hey guys. Let me just manage something in the server real quick. Someone joined a Phantom server, and I need to make sure that that is all set up. We are here. We just finished, I think I was saying, we just finished the Umbrella Academy. Super good. I'm gonna preface by being like, by pointing out, many problems with it. But I'm very much of the belief that you can enjoy. You can be critical of the content that you enjoy, and that follows here. But that said, we do also have someone from that show in our system, so we make it a point to watch it. Super good though, from a fan perspective. Super good. I won't get into spoilers. I'll try to be as least spoilery as I can, because it is super good. And I want to encourage people to watch it, but in just about every way, so much better. Music is better. There was talk about incest in the first season, and that is true. But they fix that and correct that, and they talk about that in a way that definitely makes it clear, like, that is not something that, like, was okay or appropriate in the first season, and they addressed that in the second season, which I appreciate. Super good. I cannot. It's fantastic. It's super good. Yeah. I don't know how else to describe it without being spoilery, but I think it did so many things better than it did the first season. There is a moment where we were just like, oh, do we need to stop watching for the day? With Klaus, but that was it. And I'm pleasantly surprised by that fact. How are you, though? There we go. Let me get through all of my notifications. How are you, though? This is interacting with our peeps. There we go. Do I have this? Okay, yeah, no. I should be set in this department. We woke up at noon, which is better than we usually do. Especially after a D&D night. As fun as D&D is. I do actually vaguely, I think, want to talk about... Actually, okay. If nothing comes up in the chat, I do actually think I want to talk about something, and maybe get some thoughts, hear people's thoughts on this. Something that we experience as a system that I think we might make a video on later, like a proper video. But I think it's not talked about enough that partner systems can really tend to mirror each other and be intrinsically linked as to, like, who forms where. I don't think that gets talked about enough because that has been our experience. It's very interesting. Can actually be a bit alienating in that I've never seen it before. I've never seen it talked about before, which is odd to me. Feels like it's something that would come up a lot, especially if you have partner systems. Don't mind me. We've had fictives that are linked to people that are in our partner system. And it's, yeah. I get into that. I get into the specifics of that specific and the update video that we kind of impromptu filmed because we want to test out a few, like, things, which I think we're actually pretty happy with. I think that seems like an easier way for us to go about at least, like, half the postings on the channel. Because I think, especially right now, there's no reason not to be posting more, I guess. other than, you know, retired, but like that still leaves a lot of daytime. Ah, fuck. You can be posed if I put on music. That's awesome. Yeah, I was wondering how that went. I'm not sure how connected we are on because I think you have several accounts. I don't know which ones we're that we're still connected on. But that's really, really awesome. That's really, really awesome. I'm really happy for you. That's awesome. That's fine. I mean, this thing here specifically is something that we were like, we want to do it. We were mulling over that for a little while, actually. I talked about this in the last stream, I think, but there was a big upset is the word I'm going to use. There was a big upset in specifically the DID community, but like there were no plural creators that I could think of, that I knew of, that were big enough to like be well known. And it was only the DID creators, but there was a big like something happened, is the way I would put it, in the DID community, that like they're off of YouTube. A lot of the big creators aren't on YouTube anymore, and for us that made it feel like a lot more welcoming for us to be like, yeah, let's make videos. I think now is the time to start making videos. And we don't want to make it like we'll always do it on this schedule, blah, 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 because we've done this before. We've tried YouTube before, and we've never been able to stick with it. But I think genuinely, we just want to see people like us existing on the internet, and we feel a little bit less alone in that. And if that means we have to be the ones making that content, I think I'm okay with that. We're okay with that. I know Ed was like is like totally open to this idea. Jake, I think, is open to this idea, though we don't know how much he wants to contribute to the channel. And then we don't know from the rest of them. But this is like a lot more of like we want to see more people like us, the complicated systems. So it's a lot more for like community and solidarity. And that's not what everyone needs to like. Not everyone needs this sort of like thing. But it is fun and good for us to have. I don't know how loud that pop was, so I apologize. I don't know. That. Yeah, let's keep doing that. That's great. Oh, God. Our banana spine. We have what I call a banana spine, and that we have the absolute worst posture. Reading? Could you clarify your last sentence? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Also, in terms of like the keeping people separate thing, that totally makes sense. I think we were just like, I think that's like the one place where we haven't been like, yeah, we're a system. Wanna talk, hang out with us as a group. That is Facebook is the one place where I'm like, that is a cesspool. And it is not very functional as a website in terms of like everything. So that's like the one place. But yeah, if you could clarify your last statement, that'd be great. I am not sure what you meant by that. There we go. I have my phone up in front of me, and I'm not sure if that's like. I think right now it's not a complete crime. Re-adding. Oh yeah. Yeah, you could add us if you wanted. Mostly, it's not like we, for the most part, we're not like doing too much commentary on statuses and stuff. It's very much of a just sharing relatable pictures and stuff. And then if I feel ranty, and I want like multiple audiences to see it, that's where I'll put it too. Tumblr, and give me a second to think. Tumblr and Twitter, because I'm opinionated. So a lot of the controversies, I'll just be like, yo, that's not. Yeah, no, I gathered. Don't worry about that. I mostly am clarifying that. It's not like I'm very honestly, also being like covert as a system is like something I kind of assume people are doing. And especially if it's in scenarios where people will repeatedly see the same people. I can admit I do get a little bit careless in a store. Like if I'm in a store with a bunch of strangers around and I'm with another system, I might be like, yo, hey, insert name of the actual person who's fronting, because who the fuck is gonna know? Because it's a stranger. But I know on the internet, I tend to default to like the body's name, the body's general cover name. So. Oh, poor banana spine. I think there's something on my screen, but I don't want to like forgive this for a second. Cool. I'm actually gonna check something out real quick. But I will be keeping an eye on the chat too, so don't worry. Hell yeah. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by the amount of like views that a video that we upload is getting. Because ironically, it's the longevity that's getting us the most of our views, which is not a lot, but that's fine. It's not why we're making them. Because I think right now we're getting around like an average of around like 10 views per long term. And I think we finally got our first view on the small update that I filmed earlier. Before, actually, the viewing session of finishing the Umbrella Academy. Around episode 8 was when I was like, okay, let's watch one episode at a time. Because with the Umbrella Academy, they tend to lean into the darker shit. And I don't have the spoons for that. Believe it or not. There we go. Oh, my poor back. Do you mind if I put on music? Is there any preference? It'll mostly be like background and stuff. But I will not do so if that's gonna interfere or make something difficult. Yeah, ooh, yeah. I noticed that. I was like, huh, that's probably the same person. No, hello, the new person who just joined the stream, by the way. Yeah, I noticed, because I noticed that that was different. It suits you though. It suits you. Complicated stuff is fun. I know on our Twitter I tend to forget to sign off, but that's because like I tend to be the default in waking up for the most part, or like how we live our life. So I tend to just forget to sign off. And I think we default that. We like Ed took note of that in our introduction thread that's pinned on our account. I think after this is done, I'm gonna retweet and I'm not gonna end the stream yet. Don't worry. But when I do, I know after the stream, I'm gonna probably retweet the video that I uploaded. Yeah, I think that would be helpful to have around. Let me. There's a new scarf pickeroo. There's a new pickeroo that I found recently. I think I made Ed made himself. I think he did a good job too. I can't. Did we retweet it? We definitely need to if we haven't. Either way, it's very good. This is the once this loads, I will pull this out. There we go. This is a picker that Ed made of himself the other day. Yesterday, I believe. We shared it in a Discord. I know that much. We didn't share it on Twitter. I think we would clog up the Twitter if we shared all the pickers that we make. We have a bunch of pickers hoarded, honestly. Excuse me, not what I'm trying to do. We have like a folder on our phone of like the pickers that have scarves in them, like headscarves, and then we have a separate folder for like no headscarf pickers, just so we know like what we're getting. So if someone's like, yeah, I'm cool without getting the headscarf, they're not getting disappointed. That said, there are some of us that are like, I don't vibe with any of the art styles, upon which we can tend to be like, well, those are your freaking options, man. That said, pickeroo is system culture. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. Pickeroo is system culture. There we go. Because I'm actually gonna make myself. I think I did that already. Oh, I've already made my. Oh yeah, I just remembered I've already made myself in this specific one. I love forgetting everything. I love having a terrible memory. How's your day been though? Because I've already gone into hours. Woke up at afternoon at like 12. Had lunch. I got in the living room. Finished the Umbrella Academy. filmed that update video that we posted, and then came here. Kind of want to powering. Focus. There we go. Oh, friend powder. In the background again. Hell yeah. I have a bunch of, like, if you ever have the need, they might be some of the same ones that you've already had, but like I think we have like 11 specifically that have headscarves in them, and then like 9, like okay. 18. We have 18 pickers saved where they have headscarves in them, and then 9 where they don't. That is so valid. Have my sympathy. I'll say that. I'm not really. That is really unfortunate. That is, yeah. I will give you this. I'm currently playing. I'm doing the event that Pocket Camp has had right now. That has been going on right now. It's actually been pretty fun. I'm usually not a big fan of the flower one, like the flower-based things. I'm a big fan on Pocket Camp of the fuck yeah. I'm a big fan of the I'm trying to think of the word. The Gyroidite events on Pocket Camp, those are fun. Those are super fun. What was I doing? Excuse me, there should be creatures. Big fan of that. I'm a big fan of the fishing tourneys. I always knock those out of the park. Those are the most fun for me. Those are so fun. I love fishing, especially when they're not like kept in your thing. Because I tend to like make sure I always have space in my storage and stuff like that. Because I'm bad at like managing my resources sometimes, and so sometimes I'm like in a kick of like I can only have up to like 4 of each type of fish, or like 3 of each thing, which why is this? Excuse me, this is absolutely criminal. I harvested all this. Oh yeah, Pocket Camp, for as repetitive as some of them can be, I think that it's really cute, and the cuteness can kind of make up for the fact that like you know exactly how each thing is gonna work, and they have really cute themes. I will say we've kind of been falling prey to like, do you want to buy these cookies? Because I'm a sucker for those. I know we tried to get as many of the lemonade stand ones that we possibly could, because I'm definitely a sucker for the dresses. I have a bunch of petal seeds. Ooh. We don't do a lot of planting. Like, I actually really hate planting. Like, I hate tending to the garden. But, like, ask me to, like, set up, I'll show you something really quick. Give me a second. I'll show you my camper, and then I want to show you, the cabin. Because I've actually put in a ton of effort into the camper and stuff. I know that one of our headmates, one of our teens, used to play this a lot because in his source where he's from, he had like a Switch. He had a Switch, like a full Switch, and he had Animal Crossing New Horizons. We don't have that, and so he was like, "Well, I want to play this," and I'm like, "Okay, you." And he just never played. So I've taken back over like the design of the campsite, the design of the campers, the design of the cabin. For example, this, if I'll give it a moment, I have like the lemon parasol, the rock floor. I have like candles there, a bunch of like the really peaceful shit. And then if you go upstairs, one of the carpets that I was really happy to get was the one where there's fish, like the aquarium set. That's not the one I used here, but that is on my campsite. On our campsite, but we did get this, like the first cookie for the aquarium, and it's like a really simple bedroom. So I'm a sucker for like, especially like this specific duo of the fountain rug and the statue fountain. So that's where I'm at with the camper, because this is like one of those things that I'm like, this is mine. Like, I don't know. They have really pretty dresses in here, and we don't have dresses. We actually have more dresses than like I ever thought I would ever own, because that was one thing I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm non-binary and I'm reclaiming my fucking dresses. But I wear a ton of dresses in here because a lot of them feel very cottagecore, and that is my vibe. That is also like half our headspace inside. Not half, like 75%. We have like a castle in like amidst of like the middle of like a bunch of like fields and forests. It's super nice. Trying to think. Go to the second floor, because this is where like I should put a lot of the effort. On the first floor of my cabin is where like it's the hangout spot, and then the second floor, because I'm on level 68 in this, because I play it every single day. I'm actually not sure if I should be proud of that. But if there's a game that I'm willing to put money into, this is that game. One of the sets that I really enjoyed was you see those notes in the background? I put a lot of effort into getting those. The music guy writes. This is like this little piece of carpet right here with the lantern, the bamboo lantern thing. That is the entrance to like the space. My two favorite specific are Vesta and Goldie, and their pictures are on. I know you can't really see it on the campfire, on the. And then there's like laptop, and then a bed. That's like got its like headrest to the Sakura screen, and that's like my part of the thing. I'm very pointed in the design of like every part of this, basically. So if I can't have a dream life out here, I'm gonna have it in there, and in here. Which, by the way, you don't really see it talked about. That's the perk of being a system. Even if you don't have it out here, you can have it in here. Yeah, let me just hit my head with this. Yep, that's exactly a great idea. Ooh, I have an idea. There we go. Honestly, yeah. I just want to say that like reclaiming dress as a non-binary person is like revolutionary. It's like when you're like, wait a minute. It's like when girls are like, wait a minute, I can like pink. It's okay to like pink. It's okay to be like those other girls. I shouldn't be othering them. Like, it is so revolutionary sometimes to just be like, you know what? I'm gonna wear that dress. The peacock dress? The peacock one. Oh, let me see if we're friends. If we're, so I can figure it out. That is so valid. Goldie for me was one of the first friends that I made in Animal Crossing. And it's a golden retriever. Very sweet. I love him. And then Vesta reminds me of is the name for the Roman goddess of the home and hearth, and I follow the Greek goddess of the home and hearth. So for me, it was like a no-brainer that I want those to be my best friends. Like I'm leveling out all like as high as you can be friends with someone in the game. Like that is my goal. Super fun. I got distracted. Cool. Let me pull it up. Okay. Put my friends list. Excuse me. Contacts. Because they actually have like sections, which is helpful. Where's the peacocks? I do know a few. Where the fuck are the peacocks? Okay. There are four peacocks. Sandy that we're friends with. Sandy, Phoebe, Gladys, and Julia. Which one? I'm very big on like lace dresses. I will show you in a second. I'm just gonna send a link to the stream to another server real quick. But I'll pull up like one of the dresses that I have in here that like specifically very much feels like my style. That like if I had it, I would 100% wear it like out here. But I don't, which is homophobia. Not actually, for anybody who might end up watching this later, but there we go. Let me pull this up. Okay, let me open my... Fuck, what am I doing? There we go. Clothing. Let me go to the dresses real quick. Because very specifically, I like the lemon dress. I do have the lemon dress, which is one that I really enjoy. I really like... Let me see how close I can get this one. This one, which is another one that fits this basic style that I have going on. But this is the one that like really... There we go. This is like the style of dress that I would wear all the time if I had like the space to do that without having to worry about it. Easy peasy. Just sent another link to someone else, so let's see. But yeah, like that's my style, like the lacy one. So excuse me for a second. There is I got a friend request on Facebook that I wanna... Sandy? I'm not super familiar with the the peacocks. But yeah, the peacocks are cute. They know how to make cute friends on Animal Crossing. They definitely know how to make cute friends on Animal Crossing. Give me a sec. There we go. I love having ADHD and that, and just needing to do like 3 things at a time. There we go. Yeah, no, I will say, Animal Crossing is very expertly made as a game. In that they know how to design the characters. Did I mention her? Or have I just not met her? Have I met her? Hello. Someone just joined the stream. I believe that is totally not Spider-Man, right? I've got like 5 things going on in my brain, but I just sent the link to a server with like 40 people in it, so this could be anyone. Let me see, because I can't remember if I mentioned her. I will say, like, the color schemes of, like, they certainly know how to make collections. They know how to make a game that's like you can customize it to be anything. They, for the most part, try not to gender anything. It's super fun and honestly addicting. It's very good. It's also very smart game design in that it's a little bit addicting. It got us to spend money on it, so it says something. we try not to spend too much money on anything, but I think we're willing to drop money on that one. We're definitely willing to drop money on Animal Crossing to get like the cookies, to get the good items. They know how to fucking theme shit. Let me pull up contacts. I keep closing the game, and it takes time to open up again. But like I visually feel like I want to know. Sandy, what's she look like? It's not telling me what she looks like. Dang it. It is like, I am pleasantly surprised. I am surprised to find that there is like a friendship level like limit though. It's 45, by the way, is the limit for friendship levels on Animal Crossing. Because I've already done that with Vesta, and now I just have to finish this leveling up with Goldie, and then I have everything. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be freaking great if like I'm trying to think, and I have like I'm like every once in a while trying to peek back and be like, so, hey newbie, do you wanna hang out? And I'm like, I'm not getting anything back because mostly I'm just getting a little bit of judgment. Hell yeah. Okay, here we go. Apollo's so cool. He is like the oh no, I'm thinking of the koala with the vest and stuff, right? No, Apollo's super cool though too. It's definitely like very vibe-ish. In the background of our campsite, oh fuck yeah. In the background of our campsite, we got the ancient temple for like a background, and I'm like, yes, that is going to be that's going to be like a constant fixture in our campsite. That's always going to be there. And then we also got like marble pillars, marble pillars as well for that, to frame it. And that is one thing we're never taking off our thing. Like, I'm not letting anyone take that off our campsite. That is such, like, I will have one side to, like, level up the different other fixtures you can have there. But, like, one of them is definitely, like, here's a cozy, but also kind of, like, you look like you want to explore this temple kind of a thing. And then the other side's, like, here's a bunch of seats to hang out. I used to have a bunch of beds on the campsite as well, but, like, I'm like, why am I, they shouldn't be sleeping on my campsite. They don't need sleep. They sleep when I'm not there or something. I don't know. Semantics of the game. Yeah, they have a really good, like, setup for how to customize your own campsite and, like, the people that you're there, and they definitely categorize clothing and animals pretty well. As I was saying before, absolutely genius design. Who joined the stream, by the way? I'm curious. Do not have to lurk. That is okay. My phone's at 25%. How the fuck did I get there? It's almost like I've been using it. Hey, Madison. What up? Missed all the serious fun talk. All the serious stuff at the beginning. That's where all the serious stuff was. Now we're just talking Animal Crossing. Dude, you're giving me this look, but you never actually play the game. Judgment. I'm getting judgment from someone who's just like, it doesn't look cool. And I'm like, I'm not going for cool. I'm going for cottagecore. I have an olive wreath on my head. That's what my character does. That's what my character looks like. Don't judge me. Not like he plays. Trying to think. No, his stuff is already put away. I'm thinking about how I want to, like, spend the rest of the afternoon, like, once I end the stream. Too. So I think I might give someone else a chance to front as well later. Just because I'm trying to get better at sharing front duty. I'm very bad at, like, not overworking myself. And I can admit that. I think if you were to check my percentages in terms of how much I front from, like, a month ago, we're talking, like, 95% of the time I would be fronting. I think we have it down to, like, below, like, around 70% of the time that I front. Which is better because we have a system of, like, 30 people for a reason. So I can share the job and, you know, maybe relax a little bit. Besides, why shouldn't I? We have like a bunch of fields and streams and forests and cottages inside, which, you know, my whole vibe, my whole shtick. Why shouldn't I just hang out inside every once in a while? Something about what we might do later. I could pick Klaus, but also could try to see if Klaus wants to, but he tends it. Sorry, I'm not sure what I'm blanking on the pronouns that Klaus wants us to use. They are it. Doesn't have much that it likes doing out here anymore these days. At least right now. Only reason that it has been near front lately is because the second season of the Umbrella Academy dropped. So we're trying to keep that in mind. That said, that's where we're at. Don't really know. trying to. Let me do that. For us it's Jake and Ed that are usually like helping me make sure I'm taking a break. They're usually the ones that are like, all right, nah, let me just swap in real quick. Take like 5 to 8 hours of the day out of your hands, off your hands, so that they can do it. They're covering some of the more important stuff while I'm like doing a bit of the more long game, which is I would say can be equally draining as well. So those tend to be the two that are most stabbing me most of the time. But welcome. I gotta get something to stim with. I have a stim bag. Let me find something for my stim bag. I'm like actually stim bag tour. I'm thinking this. This can actually handle like. I think this is what I'm gonna use for now. ADHD management tools. Always easily accessible when I'm just hanging out on the floor. God, it's my poor back. Our poor back. Not happy with me. That's what it is. It is not happy with me. The only way to fix that is to lay down. So I will do that later. After I retweet the new video. Yeah. Honestly, like that is so valid. Lauren is so valid. Ed used to only be able to front for like 2 to 3 hours at a time, and then like he would be forcibly removed from the chat for memeing it up. I have been forcibly removed from the chat. That's Ed. That used to be Ed, like after about 2 to 3 hours of fronting. And then, but now since he's gotten a QPP, it's been easier for him to stay for longer than, for longer than that, for up to like 8 hours sometimes. At which point he switches on. It's generally tends to be fine. And then Jake can tend to front for like around 5 hours at a time, but that can actually build up pretty well. 5 hours is a safe bet for how long Jake can front. But given that like that is most of the day for us, then that's still like really good. So I'm not complaining. Especially because I know that they try really hard to like make sure we're awake during the day and like actually like trying to keep a regular schedule for like our body. Fun stuff. I know worst comes to worst, if we can't be productive at all, that's when Winry will take front. Because she tends to be like, while she is also not great about like not overworking herself, it also means that like when she does front, she is like knocking things off the list of shit to do, like this, which is helpful, especially if it's like in server management or something. That's where your financial plan is nothing less than government control. God, so I'm gay. I got like one sediment songs going through my head, and that is it. That's it. That's all I got going for me. Just a bunch of Hamilton in my head. It's actually ridiculous. France. We have to win. What did I miss? But what did I miss? I miss over this. Well, we do that. That's what we do. We don't have hair that's long enough to be tied back at this point because at the beginning, like 2 weeks into the quarantine, I went buzzed it all. So it's only now growing back in any worthwhile way. There's a bunch of ways. It just matters for us. We tend to, if I can get a underscarf, I can actually show you. So I have an underscarf. I have two actually, so I'll be right back. It doesn't think I'm on camera. Cool. Let me get an underscarf on and then I will show you how we tend to do it. And then I'll do the scarf. Best into political, the best at first into the others. Okay, perfect. Okay, here's an underscarf. This is so that I can actually do this. This is like, so to know, I don't have enough hair to fill this out. See, so, but this is effectively the length it would be anyways. Here is a scarf that we're going to use. This is from Hot Hijab. I recommend it, by the way. Super high quality. Like, if they spawn, I wish #spawn. Gotta love having songs stuck in your head. So I tend to do this. I was gonna drag Jake out to the front like this, I bet you. We tend to, there are a bunch of styles that you can do. And I know we also tie them differently. But the way that I do it, so just imagine this is like hair. Is we can do it like this, which double layers over top, but then you have this. Let me tie it through, and then you tie it through here, and it looks like this. But that's one of our easy go-to styles if you want to make it look like you're going for a look instead of just oh yeah, it's tied around the back or whatever. There we go. I'm actually not a huge fan of wearing an underscarf if I can avoid it, but it is good to have that, especially for cases like this. There we go. But we also just pull it into a bun in the back sometimes. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I'm not sure how much of that you just heard. So I'm just gonna keep going. But I tend to just treat this like it's hair. At least and again, I know that we wrap it differently, but this is how we can tend to wear them. And we don't have hair. We also here's the thing, we also look up videos on Pinterest for how to wrap your hair, which is not always helpful, but it works. And some of them include ways to simulate hair going on. Okay. like, I'm trying to think of how to like simulate a style that we did yesterday for D&D. Because we sent that picture. I think this is what I'm gonna do. Because sometimes we just can't remember how we did it, but like it is like fairly easy to like wrap when you don't have hair to wrap. And then we tend to like do this maybe, and then tuck it in. Just there are a ton of styles that you can do. And there. I look like I've done a bunch of effort into my wrap when really I've put like almost none. And it looks like super nice and schmancy. And it gets it like off your back too. Like this specifically, the style that I just bullshitted. Got it off the back of my neck. In like a way that's really easy to do. So, I'm not sure how helpful that demonstration was. But like that's how there is a way. So there is a way to wear it. It's just probably not gonna work the same way that you're used to. Because when you change the style the kind of hair that you have going on, you're gonna have to change the way that you wrap it too. But it's also worth it if it makes you feel comfortable. Let me check a message real quick. Here we go. Thank you. I know I like this color. But also I know that Jake also really loves this color. Which is why I said that it might bring him to front. He's a sucker for green. Okay, cool. He's a sucker for green. And I'm a sucker for like a native, like this is actually one of the first scarves I ever got, I believe. If I think about it correctly. Because this is jersey material. So it's meant to be just like a simple solid color and not a print, because prints don't really work as well in this fabric. But it does like do the job of like sticking where you put it. Yeah, I mean, definitely understandable. It's worth it, man. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to again because you haven't wrapped in a while. And you might need to wrap in a different way now that you don't have as much hair. But there's a ton of ways you can do it. There's a lot of like people with short hair that wrap in a way that makes them feel good and comfortable and covers and stuff like that. You just have to go digging. I think there's resources on Tumblr, which I know isn't the most reputable site. But yeah. Let me circulate back a little bit. There we go. We're back. I may have to end the stream soon, by the way. Especially if I want to retweet that video. Can you tell I'm not good at this yet? That said, this also like makes it look like you have chunkier, like more full hair too. The more you layer, it doesn't look distinctly like The cool thing about the way we tend to wrap our hair now these days, because we tend to go through different cycles of different, like, is that, like, if it's going over the shoulder, it doesn't look strictly like hijab-ish either, or tichel. I think I'm saying that right. Tichel. But very specifically, just like, oh yeah, that person's wrapping their head, and like, because I know some people who wrap, hell yeah, that's awesome. I started with hot hijab. Because when I was getting curious, I was like, okay, this is... okay, am I allowed to buy from here? Which, and I don't have the screenshots anymore. Can't find the email. But, I did reach out, and I actually have a playlist that I've saved, from 2 separate companies. One that makes tichels and one that makes hijabs. Both with videos that go, hey, anybody can wear a scarf. It's a scarf. It's a scarf. Just say the right word for it and it's fine. And so, like, I did reach out to Hot Hijab, which is where I don't buy new scarves at this point for the most part, unless I absolutely can't resist, because I have a giant collection already, like enough to fill a complete drawer over there. But it is where a lot of, like, at least half of my collection is from. Half of them are from random trips to, like, Ocean Job Lots or, like, another store. But definitely good quality. Like, if you are a baby in terms of, like, experience with this, then that's a good place to start. I'm trying to think. So I actually think I do have shit I need to do later. I think I'm going to end the stream soon. Or maybe give it like 8 more minutes. Like 6:15 my time. And then I'll end the stream. Just to give myself a little bit of a time. But yeah, so there's a heads up on that. But yeah. Which, thank you for reminding me, because it's actually, like, hats are my lazy way when I don't feel like putting on a scarf. Does the same trick, but it feels a little bit less, like I'm putting less effort into, like, the devotion thing that I actually fail for. Gosh, we've been awake 6 hours. Why are we yawning? Oh, I'm totally, like, my mind is, like, in too, actually, because I'm either thinking of, like, inducing a switch with Jake so that he can spend time with someone in our partner system, or getting on a dress that I bought recently. Just super pretty, by the way. Super into it. Because again, with the dresses, I've gotten more comfortable getting them and stuff. But over claiming, like, wait a minute. I'm happy I got it. It doesn't matter when. It's like, so I don't get many letters, and so the letters that I do get from my friends and the people that are really important to me, I keep in the same spot. And I have a couple letters from my QPP, in the top part of my my bookshelf, because the top part of my bookshelf doesn't have any books in it. It has, like, a picture framed from someone in our partner system to another headmate of mine, to my brother. And then it has, like, a money bowl that I think is pretty good for us to have. And then some of my prayer beads and stuff. Point is, behind the picture frame is the letters from my QPP, and I put the letter that you sent me with that. Although I am trying to think of the spot that I want to put those stickers on. Because I don't know if I want to put it on my phone with the way that it reflects, because it's just super pretty. But I do want to put it somewhere I'm going to see it all the time. We got a sticker that reminded us of Soul from one of our other partner systems, and we had to take it off eventually because it wasn't as like long lasting, but it did last for a while, and it was where we could see it all the time. So I might, depending on if I take a look at what the stickers are again, might put that on my phone maybe. I think I'm actually going to end the stream here, but I know you have access to me via Discord, so. And anybody else, feel free to comment on this stream after the fact. That's how shit goes. That's how time works. I know we're forgetting that right now, but but yeah. So thank you for joining me. This was relaxing, actually. Peace. Have a good day.